Hello there. Just digging a hole. Nothing to see here. Dogs dig holes all the time. Uh, what, what are those? Oh, well, I can explain. You ever just wake up with a brutal hangover, covered in slime, on a distant planet, with no memory how you got there? Yeah, yeah, I hate it when that happens. But not as much as these guys. Like poor old Sharpe. He was once shot in the head, but don't worry, he got better. Until he woke up here. On the plus side, there was plenty of food, building supplies, and it wasn't a frigid wasteland or a desert. The first thing Sharpe did was punch some trees, make himself a bow, a fire, and then it was time to find some eats. Only problem was, Sharpe wasn't exactly a sharp shooter. Still, eventually, it was barbecue time. Next, Sharpe needed to cover his shame. That would mean he would need more leather. So off to successfully shoot. To shoot. This poor bastard is going to hit himself before he hits anything else. Eventually, Sharpe had enough leather to craft himself a sweet toga. And what else could you really want? A roof over your head? Sure. More food? Why not? A bedroom? Okay. A trusty squirrel friend? Well, maybe someday. A bed? Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now, it was time to look towards the future. Time to plant some plants. Food mostly, but also something to smoke. Don't worry though, it's legal here. More expanding his base until... It's time for the ultimate showdown. Knife versus club. The winner gets the weed. Turns out, club wins, and Sharpe decided to keep his prisoner alive. He was going to need all the help he could get to get off this rock, after all. And then, out of the sky, fell another poor soul. Sharpe, eager for company who hadn't just tried to murder him, decided to try and save her. But then, in a moment of desperate hubris, Sharpe tried to hunt a megasloth. Sloths are slow. Big sloths should be even slower. Wrong. Sharpe was wrong, and he bled out, locked in a shack, with an angry sloth. Next up was Shield. Despite his bad back, Shield stood as good a chance as anyone. Until he landed in the shrubland. That was bad. Not much in the way of food, or places to grow food, but at least there were iguanas. Shield decided to make use of some old ruins. One man's trash is another man's shelter, they always say. Then it was time to make a bow out of some wooden cactus and start going after those tasty, tasty lizards. Lizard sashimi. Maybe should have cooked that iguana a bit. Oh wow, he really should have cooked that lizard. So Sharpe makes a fire, and drugs appear from the sky. Things became just a bit too much for poor old Shield, and he went into a psychotic daze. Then he collapsed and starved to death. And that brings us to Nag, who landed in a boreal forest. Lots of food, lots of wood, not a lot of warm days. By now, you know the drill. She found food, clothes, and built herself a nice little home in some ruins. Even got some farms up and running. And then, our first new colonist arrived. Stumpy! He would just need a few days to recover and come around to making Neg his new BFF. We also made a grizzly bear friend. Let's call him Barry, because that's what he likes to eat, flesh. And then, Fed up with all the nagging, Stumpy tried to leave. But no, you're not going anywhere, friend.
It's for the best.
But have no fear, Mleh is here, and, unlike some stubborn sods, is happy to join Nag in the moral nation of Doge. At the new colony of such colony, much happy, wow. And so, Nag prospered, and all was well, until one fateful buffalo hunt. Nag was down.
'Tis but a scratch.
It was up to Mleh to save her life. But no. Instead, Nag was thrown into her own prison. Where's Stumpy? I'm sorry, who? Suddenly, invasion. Not by man, but by elk. This time, Lamb's pacifist ways would mean only one thing. Death. The moral nation of Doge suddenly become the immoral nation of elk. Nag was forced to watch and starve, locked away in the dark. A fate she ironically shared with the elk, who, without thumbs, could not escape the colony it has conquered. Huh? That doesn't explain why their bodies are in that hole? Look, friend, keep asking questions and there's gonna be another body in there.